Welcome to the ActivTrades Weekly Outlook. Every Monday we analyze the economic calendar and identify key events, focusing on how they may impact the markets. Stay with us over the next few minutes while I look into how the week is likely to unfold. I will cover a range of topics, including China's data releases, the much-awaited Fed's policy statement, and we'll end with the UK's inflation numbers. Wednesday will be a busy day for investors, with a flurry of important data being released. We'll start by previewing the publication of Chinese retail and industrial production figures for May. These numbers matter because they provide an update on the state of the world's second largest economy. The consensus amongst analysts is that the pace of economic growth in China is slowing down comparatively to the previous reading, which showed that in April, retail and industrial activity had grown 17.7% and 9.8% respectively. Very impressive numbers. For May, a slowdown is expected due to sluggish domestic consumption and supply chain bottlenecks. Still, it will be worth following the publication of this data, as the figures will provide more perspective over the real risk of global inflation. This week's main event will be the conclusion of June's Fed policy meeting and the press conference that usually follows, which will happen on Wednesday. This gathering will take place against a background of growing uncertainty among investors over whether recent inflation spikes may force the central bank to bring forward the timing of the tapering. It's undeniable that prices have been rising as the recovery gathers pace. However, employment remains a point of concern, with the current number of jobs still sitting about 7.6 million below the peak recorded in February 2020. In the face of a sluggish labour market recovery, most analysts are not expecting the Fed to begin thinking about reducing the scale of its current stimulus, at least not until August, when it holds its annual conference in Jackson Hole. So, despite last week's rebound, the dollar may encounter more downside risk, should these expectations be confirmed on Wednesday. We'll end our weekly outlook by zooming in on the publication of UK inflation numbers, which also happens on Wednesday. The last published reading, which concerned April, pointed at a rise in consumer prices in the order of 1.5%. The consensus is that the figures for May will reveal the continuation of this trend, with a rise of 1.8%. This inflation data matters because any unexpected spikes could force the Bank of England to become more hawkish and consider rising interest rates earlier than previously expected. This would support an increase in demand for the pound, of course. But, on the other hand, a number below the consensus would be likely to weigh down on sterling. The release of the data comes at a crucial time. Tension is growing between the UK and the EU over the Northern Ireland Protocol, a scenario that threatens to bring back political uncertainty over the shape of the future relationship between the two blocs. The pound has so far this year been one of the best performing G20 currencies, gaining almost 3.5% in relation to the dollar. However, some clouds are forming in the horizon. So, inflation numbers will provide more clarity for investors, as some headwinds may lie ahead, with the postponement in lifting lockdown restrictions and a deteriorating relationship with the EU. This is all for today. I will be back next Monday for another weekly preview. In the meantime, please go to ActivTrades.com for more market analysis. Do subscribe to our channel so we can keep you updated with the latest in the markets, and don't forget to click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching.